It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of the Formula One World Championship. We don't expect too many retirements at this track. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here. In particular, Ralf Schumacher. He made it across the line in all 10 of his Hungarian Grand Prix starts. The Hungaroring, it's like Monaco without the boats. 14 corners, 6 to the left and 8 to the right, and some very tricky corners to deal with. These rainy conditions out there aren't going to help either, so it's very likely we'll see a safety car or two during today's race. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Why don't we start by talking about Carlos Sainz? Looks like they've got a tough race in store today as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion. And it's Pierre Gasly in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Magnussen, Leclerc, Jordan King, and Bottas, Norris, Albon, Russell and Daniel Kvyat, Ocon, Stroll, Smith and Sainz. They've taken a grid penalty. Verstappen, Aitken and Guan Yu Zhou. And Antonio Giovinazzi, Latifi, Giotto, De Vries and Nobuharu Matsushita. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to F1 2020 MyTEAM career mode.
Got some points on the board. Let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Okay, so it's been a mixed reaction for both drivers for Mercedes-FiveFaa F1 racing teams. Once again, Vettel has put his car on pole position. This is a Hungary Grand Prix. Hungary, yes. Hungary Grand Prix. And once again, Shay Smithey, probably first time this season, he's actually had a pretty bad practice and qualifying session. So he's qualified 13th position. So we go to race strategy. Well, it's 18 lapper and it's a wet Grand Prix. So 31 degrees on the track, 25 degrees in the air and raining, and so we will go, well, we're on the wets, so we're going to stay on that. So it's an 18 lapper, I think I might have said that. So we will give this car some juice. We don't want to run out, so let's get down to the start of the Grand Prix. Waiting for all 5 lights to go out. This is the start of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Can Shay Smithey get off to a good run? He's put his car in launch control. Oh no! No!
Full course caution. The safety car is out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty.
Here we go, waiting for all 5 lights to go out. This is the start of the Hungarian Grand Prix Season 6. And it's a wet 18 lapper of this Grand Prix. And Sebastian Vettel is out in front. He won the last Grand Prix. Oh, there's been an incident. Shay Smithey again. And it looks like a Renault and a Ferrari has been involved in this incident. So ladies and gentlemen, we will go from first position to 5th or 6th depending on the race length. So in this case it's an 18 lapper of the Hungarian Grand Prix of MyTEAM career mode. So there's been a bit of an incident so far involving a Mercedes-FiveFaa racing car. Once again, Shay Smithey is involved in this accident. The last couple of races he's been in haven't been great, and he's been getting himself into trouble. So Sebastian Vettel, can he make this 6th win for the season? He will equal Shay Smithey's record for the season as well. So Vettel is a pretty good driver in a wet, so it's gonna be testing his patience and nerves. We see Pierre Gasly right behind him in the Mercedes AMG. And also, who's behind him? Pierre Gasly, another Mercedes. No, it's not. I think it's Kevin Magnussen. He DNF'd in the last Grand Prix. He would be looking for some big points today. So we will stay on board with Vettel. So it's obviously a full course, and there's a lot of debris on the side of the road there, on the side of the track. So safety car is currently out, and there it is. We haven't had too many wet weather racing in career mode. I like to see more of that actually in the game, and I like to see more engine fails, and I would like to see more accidents between cars. That would be very, very interesting. It's crazy so far. It is very crazy. How often do you see Sebastian Vettel lead from the front and end up winning the race? Could this be another one? Slow going at the moment. It's more safer driving behind that safety car in this pretty bad conditions of racing. A pretty good crowd turnout. Everyone has came to have a look at this race today. Good to see the crowd out in this miserable weather here in Hungary. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't be here. Bugger that, I hate the cold and wet. So start of lap number 2, we will go on board. No, we won't. We will stay with Sebastian. Look at that long line of racing cars. I think this is going to be a long video. Like I do with all my Grand Prix F1 videos, I will play through the whole race. None of this crap, none of this highlights reel, what other Formula 1 YouTubers do. Bugger that. Play through the whole bloody game. Be a man. Not a wuss. So every single driver is on the wets. That's the green tyre. Looking really nice actually on the Mercedes-FiveFaa racing car. And I also wish that we could change the number on the car of the MyTEAM car. So it's a black number. I actually wouldn't mind a white number on my car. It would look much better. And different patterns, different pattern numbers. That also would be good. Hopefully F1 21 would be ideal for that sort of gaming. Hopefully next year. Oh no, sorry, this year. Okay, let's go on board with... Well, the pace car's lights, the safety car lights are off. And we have green lights racing. Yibbida yibbida! Let's go racing! There we go. It's green. I don't know why the yellow flag's still out. Must be another driver off the track again. Absolutely blistering here. Very cold. We will go on board with Pierre Gasly. There we are, on board with Pierre Gasly, car number 10, the Mercedes AMG. He must be having a nosebleed. Hasn't been this far up. Well, he has, but he hasn't had many podium finishes. Beautiful racing, boys and girls. We will stay on board with Pierre. And right behind him, I believe, is Jordan King and Kevin Magnussen, who had a DNF in his last Grand Prix. Had a bit of an accident with Shay Smithey, as of all drivers. Listen to them engines. Anyway, hopefully everyone is looking forward to F1 21. Should be good. Some hard racing, some wet weather hard racing. And now, this will be lap number 5. And we will go on board. With Jordan King. Is it car 64? It is. That is Jordan King for the AlphaTauri. He's having a brilliant season, this young fella, the young Brit. Jordan King's having a wonderful season. Getting in the points. It's good, more points in his previous 5 seasons. Till now, he has scored all his points this season in his career. Absolutely brilliant. It's good to see that the AlphaTauri cars are up in the top 5 representing. And we are going on board with Kevin Magnussen. This is lap 6. And it's getting very dark here in Hungary. Kevin Magnussen's having a pretty good season himself, the former Haas driver. Been some pretty good racing. So is that Lando Norris in 4th position. Look at them cars. Absolutely breathtaking. Car number 20 of Kevin Magnussen. Okay, so we are going on board with Lando, and it's lap 7 of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Lando's driving very well, and right behind him is Vattari Bottas. Very, very interesting. Renault unknown Alpine Formula 1 racing team now. They're no longer Renault. And is it Racing Point? Racing Point is now Asman Racing. So there's going to be a couple of different teams change their names, change their colours for next season. So we're on board with Lando. Oh, he's driving pretty well at the moment. Can he get a podium position today? He's also a former Mercedes-FiveFaa racing driver. Didn't do well in his season with the Mercedes-FiveFaa racing team. Unfortunately. So started lap 8, and now we are going on another former teammate in Vattari Bottas. What can he do? Can he pull some magic from his car and get a podium? Wouldn't that be crazy? Shay Smithey is a long way off the pace, but he's slowly gaining. But it looks like on the weather radar there could be a change later in the race, probably around lap 15, lap 16. If it's going to start to dry up, that means drivers will start putting on the slicks, the softs or the mediums, depending. We haven't seen much of Vattari this season. Hopefully he can get back up to where he belongs and develop his car properly, because I reckon Pierre Gasly's got his car. Well, that would be a bomber if he has. Oh god. So we will go on board now with the McLaren. This is lap 9. So we are on board with the McLaren now of Ocon. So Ocon had a mid-season switch from Renault to McLaren. So hopefully that will work out for him. Now driving for a new Formula 1 team. Can he get some results in a much better racing car? And right behind him is the Ferrari in. I do not know who it is. And it's Charles Leclerc. So hopefully you've all been enjoying this content of the MyTEAM career mode. The Hungarian Grand Prix. It's been very good. Sorry about that noise in the background. Kind of trying to get something off my headphones. So we will go on board with the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, and this is start of lap 10. It's been a good old wet, windy race. Very cold. But the crowd is still here, loving the best motorsport in the world, Formula One. Indeed, my friends. Beautiful work. And there's another caution, yellow. What's going on now? Who's off the track? Gee. Carnage, I tell you. Carnage. Absolutely carnage everywhere. Especially this season. Season 6. Everyone's punting off everyone. It's amazing, boys and girls. And Leclerc, what has he done this season? Nothing much. He's probably regretting going to Ferrari. And I was a little boy, I always wanted to drive for the red team, the Ferrari racing team. Yeah, when they were winning. Alright, now we will go through back to the race leader. In, the man himself. Sebastian Vettel, the German. And this is a lap 11 of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Car number 5. Shay Smithey wants that number. Number 5. But he can't because he's got number 15. Vettel has led from start to almost finish. 7 laps remaining. Doing his best. And driving like an absolute gooner. You got to love that, lads. You got to love that. So the track is slowly drying up now. So the road is, yeah, the track is slowly drying up. The rain has stopped. So I wouldn't be surprised that cars will be coming in, and that's another lap. So we will go on board Shay Smithey. There's a Williams, there's a Racing Point, there's a Red Bull. Wow, Red Bull that low. And that's another Haas, another Haas, another Williams, and an Alfa Romeo. And that is Carlos Sainz. Another Racing Point, Lance Stroll. Another Alfa Romeo. Charles Leclerc. Ocon. Bottas. Norris. Jordan King. Pierre Gasly. And we are back with Sebastian Vettel. Yeah, this has definitely it's definitely clearing up. Lap 13 of the Tour de Blas. So let's go down. Pierre. Magnussen, Norris, Bottas, Ocon, Charles Leclerc. That's Giniazzi. Who's that? That's Lance Stroll, Carlos Sainz. Someone. Max Verstappen. Gee. So, okay, here we go. We are on board with Shay Smithey. Well, we will stay on board with Shay for a couple of laps, I reckon. Shay is probably the first car, and he's on the softs now, and now he's overtaken Max Verstappen. Shay will be definitely on a charge. He's gained a lot of positions so far in this race, especially when he's switched to the softs from the wets. He's just overtaken him for fun now. And there's a lot of cars in the pits. A lot of overtakes there. We will stay on board with Shay because Shay is screaming down. The first time I've seen him in this race, apart from the incident when he's running cars off the track, bit of crashes everywhere. There's Vattari Bottas. And it looks like Shay has got kind of damage behind his car. Bit of blue smoke. And that's another lap completed. So Shay has overtaken a fair few cars, and we're back on board with Shay again. There's what? So at the moment, Shay Smithey is in 5th position. And now I'm back on board with the race leader, his teammate Sebastian Vettel for Mercedes-FiveFaa F1 racing team. This has been an absolute battle today for these drivers. And same with Sebastian Vettel, he's made his pit stop and now he is on the softs. Very good choice. There's probably no chance for anyone to catch up to Sebastian now, because he's setting the pace. But saying that, Max Verstappen has set a new fast race lap. And that is another lap completed. 2 laps remaining. And we will have a look. Oh no, sorry. Pierre Gasly is in 2nd. In 3rd, Vattari Bottas. And in 4th, King. And in 5th, it goes the man himself, Shay Smithey. Oh, pardon me. That's another lap completed. This is the final lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix. And Pierre Gasly in a second, and in third is Vattari Bottas. It's a second and third for the Mercedes-AMG boys, and behind them is King and Kevin Magnussen in the AlphaTauri race, and there is Shay Smithey slowly catching. Yeah, Shay's got some blue smoke behind his car. Oh, Shay's definitely pushing hard now. It's been an absolute wonderful race today. Another great race of MyTEAM career mode, and the last remaining corners. Sebastian Vettel will win the 2025 Hungarian Grand Prix. Well done, son. And in second is Pierre Gasly, and in third goes Vattari Bottas. Shay Smithey, he'll end up finishing this Grand Prix in 5th place, and Sebastian Vettel has won the Hungarian Grand Prix. That will make 6 wins for him this season. And Shay, what a horrible start to his Hungarian Grand Prix. So, what a race it has been today, and driver of the day goes to Shay Smithey. Well deserved. It's been a tough day for Shay.
Faces up and down the pit wall after that one, but not here. They secured a phenomenal victory.
Oh wow, tough race today in general.
Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were
There's the
able to
German,
deliver such an
the
incredible
Mercedes-FiveFaa driver Sebastian Vettel,
Completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly.
and there's a happy team at Mercedes-FiveFaa.
They came out of that situation in a good position.
Let's have a look at the race winners. So Sebastian Vettel won for Mercedes-FiveFaa, and it's a second and third for the Mercedes-AMG in Pierre Gasly in second, and Vattari Bottas in third. That's a pretty good podium, a finish for that team.